It's not often that a student is forced to perform against their will, especially not in front of an entire class. But that's exactly what happened when a respected music teacher made a stunning decision to humiliate a young black boy. What followed would change his life, and perhaps, the music world forever. Meet Jason Thompson. A quiet, unassuming 12-year-old with a secret. For years, he'd played the piano in the privacy of his home, keeping his extraordinary talent hidden from the world. Jason was no ordinary child. His fingers danced over the keys like a master pianist, effortlessly bringing to life melodies that could move anyone to tears. But Jason wasn't ready for the spotlight. He was shy, introverted, and afraid of the judgment that often followed people who looked like him. But Mr. Williams, his music teacher, saw something in Jason. He had noticed the subtle way the boy's fingers twitched when he sat at the piano, the way his eyes lit up whenever the music was right. Jason was good, too good to ignore. One fateful afternoon, the music class was running late, and Mr. Williams had a plan. He told the students that they would end the day with a performance. But when the students offered their talents, flutes, violins, and even a few renditions of pop songs, it was clear that Jason wasn't interested in sharing his hidden skill. He sat quietly, trying to blend in with the others. But Mr. Williams wasn't about to let him hide. "Jason, you'll be playing today," he said, his voice demanding. Jason froze. His heart pounded. The entire class turned to look at him, their gazes full of anticipation, some mocking, others excited. Jason felt trapped, like he was about to be exposed for a crime he never committed. "Come on, Jason," Mr. Williams coaxed. "Show us what you've got." The moment was unbearable. Jason's face flushed a deep crimson as he stood up, his legs shaking. He had no choice but to walk to the piano at the front of the room. The keys seemed to stretch out before him like a battlefield. He hesitated, but the pressure was too much. With a deep breath, he placed his fingers on the cool, ivory keys. Then, something extraordinary happened. Jason's hands flew over the piano. The music that came from his fingers wasn't just good, it was beyond his years, a symphony of sound that captivated the entire room. It was as if he'd been playing professionally for decades. Every note rang out with a passion and clarity that stunned everyone. But there was a problem. No one could believe it. How could a boy, someone they had known for years as shy and quiet, suddenly produce such a complex piece of music? The room was silent for a moment, a strange and tense air hanging in the space. Mr. Williams, clearly caught off guard, stood frozen in disbelief. He had expected good, maybe even great. But this was beyond anything he'd anticipated. A mere 12-year-old playing like a concert pianist. Then came the questions. The doubts. Why hadn't anyone noticed before? Why was this boy hiding his talent? Was he really a musical prodigy, or was something else going on? The classmates' stares were intense, some with admiration, others with envy, and a few with a touch of skepticism. The shock was palpable. As Jason finished the piece, the applause that followed was hesitant. The class was unsure how to react to what they had just witnessed. Mr. Williams, however, was not. He clapped enthusiastically, but his words carried more weight than they should have. "Jason, why have you been hiding this from us? What are you afraid of?" Jason's heart raced. The room felt like it was closing in on him. He wanted to say so much, to explain why he had kept his talent a secret. But the words wouldn't come. The truth was, he didn't know how to explain it. He wasn't ready for the world to see him as more than just the quiet kid from the back of the class. But what Mr. Williams didn't realize was that the question he asked wasn't just about music, it was about something deeper, something far darker. The next day, a shocking discovery would change everything. As Jason walked home from school, still reeling from the unexpected performance, he felt a presence behind him. He turned quickly, but no one was there. He shrugged it off, telling himself he was just being paranoid. But that night, Jason was awakened by a strange noise outside his window. It was faint at first, like a rustling in the trees. But as the noise grew louder, he realized it was something far more ominous. Footsteps. Someone was out there watching him. He strained to listen, but he couldn't make out who it was. The next morning, Jason went to school, trying to shake off the unease that had taken hold of him. But when he entered the classroom, the atmosphere had changed. His classmates no longer looked at him the same way. There was a new tension in the air, and it wasn't just from the performance. It was something darker, something Jason couldn't put his finger on. Then, during lunch, Jason overheard a conversation that would turn his world upside down. "You saw how he played, right?" one student whispered. "That wasn't normal." "I heard his mom's a famous pianist. I think he's been hiding it all along." Another student responded, "No, I think there's more to it. Something's not right." "But why this sudden reveal?" The rumors spread quickly, but the question that lingered in Jason's mind was why anyone would be so suspicious of a talent so pure. Why were people questioning his ability instead of celebrating it? What had happened to make people start doubting him? Then, the twist that no one expected happened. Jason was pulled into Mr. Williams' office later that day, but this wasn't a typical meeting about a student's progress. This was about something far more sinister. Mr. Williams was not the only teacher questioning Jason's ability. And as Jason sat there, nervous and unsure, he couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to his talent than anyone had realized. What if Jason wasn't just a prodigy? What if there was a much darker reason behind his extraordinary ability to play? A reason no one had yet uncovered. As Mr. Williams stared at him, the silence in the room grew heavier. Jason's mind raced, but before he could speak, Mr. Williams leaned in, his voice low. "I know you're hiding something, Jason, and I will find out what it is. I promise you that." The tension hung in the air, and as Jason sat there, the truth was closing in around him. Would the secrets he kept remain buried, or would they break free, exposing a dark past that no one was ready to face? The air in Mr. Williams' office was thick with tension. Jason's heart pounded in his chest as he sat there, trapped under the weight of the teacher's gaze. What did he mean by, "I will find out what it is"? Was this just about his musical talent, or was there something deeper lurking behind the surface? Jason swallowed hard, his throat dry. He wanted to speak, to explain himself, but the words were stuck in his throat. For the first time, he felt truly exposed. Every secret, every fear, seemed to be coming to light, and he wasn't sure he could handle it. "Jason," Mr. Williams said again, his voice softer but still firm. "You don't have to hide it anymore. Whatever it is, you can tell me." Jason knew he couldn't keep the secret forever. But what was the secret? Was there something wrong with him? Something his parents had kept hidden from the world? It was all becoming too much. Just as Jason opened his mouth to speak, the door to the office burst open. His mother, Miss Thompson, stepped in, her face a mixture of worry and anger. Jason had never seen her look like this before. "Mr. Williams, I think it's time we had a talk," she said, her tone icy. Mr. Williams stood, clearly surprised by her sudden appearance. "Miss Thompson, I've had enough of this," she interrupted, stepping forward. "You don't get to question my son like this. You don't get to make him feel like there's something wrong with him just because he's gifted." Jason looked between his mother and Mr. Williams, confused. What was going on? Why was his mother so upset? He'd never seen her like this before. "Gifted?" Mr. Williams scoffed, his voice dripping with suspicion. "We both know there's more to this than just talent, Miss Thompson. Jason's abilities are beyond what any child his age should be capable of. And yet, he's kept it hidden for so long. There's something off about this. Something doesn't add up." "I said enough," Ms. Thompson snapped, her voice rising. "My son doesn't owe you an explanation. You have no right to pressure him into revealing anything. If you have a problem, take it up with me. But don't you dare make him feel like he's done something wrong." Jason sat there, stunned, as his mother turned and walked out of the office, leaving him alone with the teacher. But the damage had already been done. The whispers, the rumors, the doubts, Jason knew they wouldn't stop. His gift, once something he could keep to himself, had now become a weapon in the hands of others. The rest of the day passed in a blur. Jason couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, that his life had just shifted in a way he couldn't understand. People treated him differently now. His classmates, his teachers, even his friends. No one looked at him the same way anymore. They all had questions, doubts, and suspicions. Later that night, Jason lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. He thought about the words Mr. Williams had said, "I will find out what it is." What did that mean? Was there really something to find? What was his mother hiding from him? He had always assumed his family was normal, but now everything felt like a lie. His mind raced. Maybe his mother was protecting him from something. Maybe there was a reason she'd always kept him away from the world of music, a reason she'd discouraged him from pursuing his talent. He had always wondered why she didn't seem to want him to go beyond the basics, why she had kept him so sheltered from others. But now, he began to suspect there was more to it than just parental overprotectiveness. Suddenly, there was a knock at his door. It was his mother, her face soft with concern. "Can I come in, Jason?" He nodded silently, sitting up in bed as she entered. She sat beside him, her eyes filled with a sadness he hadn't seen before. "I know you're confused, baby," she said, her voice trembling. "I'm sorry you had to go through that today. I never wanted you to feel like this." "Why did he act like that?" Jason asked, his voice quiet, almost a whisper. "What's going on?" Ms. Thompson sighed deeply, looking away as if she was searching for the right words. "Jason, there's something you need to know. Something I should have told you a long time ago. But I've been trying to protect you." Jason's heart skipped a beat. "What is it?" "You're not just a prodigy, Jason," she said softly, her voice full of regret. "Your talent, it's part of a legacy. Your father, your grandfather, and even my own family, they all had the same gift. But it wasn't just about music. They were chosen." Jason blinked, his mind struggling to process her words. "Chosen for what?" Ms. Thompson hesitated, and Jason could see the weight of the truth on her face. "You come from a long line of musicians, people who have been able to channel something beyond their own abilities. Something that others want to control. It's not just talent. It's power." Jason sat back, stunned by the revelation. "Power?" His mother nodded. "Yes, Jason. Power. You're not just a normal child, and the people who see your talent know it. There are others, people who want to harness that power for themselves. And that's why I've kept you away from the world. I didn't want them to find you." Suddenly it all made sense. The strange behavior of his classmates, the sudden suspicion from Mr. Williams, the way people had treated him ever since his talent was revealed. It wasn't just about music. They were after something far more dangerous. And now, Jason's secret was out. His life would never be the same again. The next morning, Jason woke up to a message from an unknown number. It was simple, but it chilled him to the core. "Asterisk, we know what you are. And we're coming for you. Asterisk." The hunt had begun. To be continued. Part 3. The final reveal. Jason couldn't breathe. The words on the screen burned into his mind. "Asterisk, we know what you are. And we're coming for you." Asterisk, his hands trembled as he stared at the message, his mind racing, trying to make sense of everything that had happened. He had always thought his talent was something to be proud of, something beautiful. But now, he realized it was a curse, a powerful secret that others wanted to exploit. He ran downstairs to find his mother in the kitchen, her back turned as she prepared breakfast. He felt a sense of urgency rising in his chest, and before he could stop himself, the words spilled out. "Mom, they know. They're coming for me." Miss Thompson turned around, her face pale. She dropped the spatula in her hand and rushed toward him, grabbing him by the shoulders. "Listen to me, Jason. You need to leave. Now." "Leave? But where? What's going on? Why didn't you tell me this before?" Tears welled up in her eyes. "I was trying to protect you. Your gift, it's not just music, Jason. It's a power that runs deep within our family. There are people who want to use it, people who have been searching for someone like you for generations. They've been hunting us for years, and I couldn't let them get to you." Jason felt his world crash around him. His mother's words, once so cryptic, now made a terrifying kind of sense. The looks from his classmates, the way Mr. Williams had questioned him, the threatening message, it was all leading to this moment. But where could he go? Who could he trust? "You're not safe here anymore," his mother continued, her voice shaking. "You have to leave, Jason. You have to go far away, somewhere they can't find you." Jason's head spun. He didn't know how to react, what to say. Everything he'd known, the safety of his home, the familiarity of his school, was slipping away. He was just a kid, a 12-year-old with a secret talent, and now he was running from something far bigger than he could comprehend. "I don't understand," he whispered, his voice breaking. "Who are these people? What do they want from me?" "I don't know their names," his mother replied, her voice full of regret. "But they've been hunting our family for generations. They want to harness your gift, Jason. They'll stop at nothing to get their hands on you." Jason's thoughts were a blur, but he knew one thing for sure: he couldn't stay here. His mother had warned him, and the message confirmed it. There was no time to waste. He had to leave now. With trembling hands, Jason grabbed his backpack and stuffed it with whatever he could. His favorite book, a few changes of clothes, and his phone. He didn't know where he was going or what the future held, but he couldn't stay in the safety of his home anymore. His mother hugged him tightly, her tears soaking his shirt. "Be careful, Jason. I love you. Always remember that." "I love you too," he whispered back, fighting back his own tears. As he stepped outside, the cool morning air felt different, heavier, like the weight of everything that had happened was pressing down on him. He didn't know where he was going, but he couldn't stay in the life he had known. The hunt had begun, and the world he had once known was no longer his to live in. Jason spent the next few days on the run. His mother had arranged for him to stay with a distant relative who lived in another state. It was a temporary solution, but one that bought him time. As he traveled, he kept his eyes peeled, constantly looking over his shoulder, never feeling truly safe. Every unfamiliar face made him nervous, every car that passed by felt like a threat. He was alone in a world that suddenly seemed much bigger and far more dangerous than he had ever realized. But the strange thing was, Jason had begun to notice something else. As the days went by, his music, his gift, felt different, more powerful, as if it was responding to the danger, to the stress, to the urgency of the situation. In the quiet moments when he sat at a piano, his fingers seemed to play without him thinking, as though the music was coming from somewhere deep inside him. He wasn't just playing notes. He was tapping into something ancient, something primal, something that had been passed down through generations. One night, while staying at his relative's house, Jason was drawn to a dusty old piano in the corner of the living room. The house was silent, and as he sat down, his fingers instinctively began to move. The music poured out of him, fluid and mesmerizing, but this time it was different. It wasn't just a beautiful melody, it was a warning, a song of power. He didn't know what it meant, but he knew it was a message. A message from the past, from his ancestors, telling him something important. As the music filled the room, Jason realized that he wasn't just running from something. He was running toward something he had yet to understand. And the more he played, the more he realized that his gift wasn't just a curse. It was a key to unlocking something far greater than he could imagine. But then, as the last note of the song echoed through the room, Jason heard something that made his blood run cold, a knock on the door. He didn't have to open it to know who was on the other side. They had found him. The final chase had begun. And Jason knew, deep down, that his life would never be the same again. The end.